Okay, so let's dive in. What if the universe is even more mind-bending than we already thought? What if stars aren't just these giant fusion reactors we picked?
They're just burning fuel endlessly.
Exactly. Today we're exploring a really fascinating, maybe challenging new model called Unified Stellar Electrogravitonics.
Hmm.
We've been digging through, I think, over 100 pages of pretty dense research here, describing it as a profound coherence-based breakthrough.
Yeah, and what's really striking is the core idea. It proposes that stellar energy doesn't only come from thermonuclear fusion.
Okay.
Instead, it talks about a dimensional symmetry cascade driven by coherence reduction through hypergravity.
Whoa, okay, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Hypergravity, dimensional cascade.
It is a mouthful. But think of it like this. Deep inside a star's core, under gravity so intense they call it hypergravity,
Right.
the very fundamental order of things, what the model calls coherence, starts to break down. But it breaks down in a very specific, energetic way.
So coherence is like perfect order.
Yeah, sort of the underlying pattern of reality, perfectly aligned. And this cascade, this breakdown, it's not random. It directly links gravity and energy production in stars. It fundamentally changes the picture.
That is radical. So it's not just heat and pressure smashing atoms.
Yeah.
You mentioned symmetry coherence collapses in this hypergravity region.
Yeah.
Can you maybe help us visualize that? What is that coherence and how does its collapse make so much power?
Absolutely. So picture that perfect order, that coherence, like a flawless crystal structure at the deepest level.
Okay.
Under this immense hypergravity, that perfect structure, that symmetry becomes unstable. It sort of shatters. But when it collapses, it doesn't just disappear. The energy locked in that order has to go somewhere. It transforms, generating observable things like electromagnetic fields, like light.
Not just heat then.
Yeah.
Structured energy.
Exactly. The model talks about coherent, phase-locked electromagnetic generation. It's not just thermodynamic chaos. It suggests the star acts almost like a precisely tuned engine, converting the energy of collapsing fundamental order into structured power.
A cosmic engine based on order breaking down.
That's wild.
Does this unified stellar electrogravitonics model help explain things we already observe, things that maybe don't quite fit the standard picture?
Well, potentially, yes. Think about solar flares or those huge plasma jets or even the giant magnetic fields we see around stars.
Right, they're incredibly powerful and seem quite directed.
Exactly. Purely thermodynamic models sometimes struggle to explain their sheer scale and structure. This electrogravitonic idea suggests these aren't just random bursts. They could be direct, structured results of this coherence breakdown process happening inside the star. It views the star as a natural electrogravitonic engine where these phenomena are, expected outputs.
That makes a kind of intuitive sense, actually, that these massive events wouldn't be purely random. And the research goes further, doesn't it? It rethinks gravity itself. And light.
It really pushes the boundaries there.
Yes.
It suggests that gravity, well, at least aspects of it, might arise from a similar coherence collapse, but maybe on a much larger cosmic scale.
Why?
And maybe the most provocative part. It suggests light itself is coherence-decoherence. Meaning light isn't just a wave or particle, but it is the process of that fundamental order, that coherence unraveling or decohering into the energy we perceive.
So light is the process of order breaking down.
That's the implication. It's a complete reinterpretation suggesting these fundamental forces, gravity, electromagnetism, light, are all linked manifestations of how symmetry and coherence behave in the universe.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. We've explored this pretty groundbreaking idea. So as natural electrogravitonic engines, they're essentially managing or modulating these coherence gradients, right? Between the intense hypergravity core and the electromagnetic fields we see.
Precisely. It shifts the whole perspective. What we observe, the structured energy, maybe even gravity itself, isn't just random heat and fusion byproducts. It stems from this fundamental dance of symmetry and coherence breaking down in stellar cores.
A completely different way to think about how stars work.
It really is. It suggests light is literally coherence-decoherence, the energy released when these deep patterns unwind. It's not just thermodynamics, it's deeper.
So here's the final thought for you listening. If gravity can emerge from coherence collapse and light is coherence-decoherence, what does that do to our fundamental understanding? Our picture of the universe's basic forces, its energy. Maybe even how we look for new technologies. Definitely something extraordinary to chew on.